All right, welcome out, everybody. Tonight, our essential oil spotlight is Serentiy Restful Blend. So this has been a favorite of a lot of people, and I'm glad to have with us Jade that will share with us all about Serentiy.
Thank you. And Ben's here for our tech support, so I'm really grateful that he's here too.
And humor.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Ben. So I had some friends lately and that have said, hey, this is a terrible time. I'm so whacked out and out of whack and just crazy. And I think to myself, you know what? I used to be like that too. No matter what's happening now, most of the time I'm pretty chillaxed about things, and it just is a learned thing. So it's not a situational thing all the time. Sometimes situations come up, but then it's just the situation, right? And it just it's very short, but it can't be all the time. So when I see my friends experience that, I think, this is the call for them. I'm going to introduce them to Serentiy, and it'll save their life. So I just want to ask the people on the call, if you can, if not, that's okay. What have your experience been with the Serentiy oil or the soft gel?
I've only used the oil and I really like it. I've not tried the soft gel, so I don't know what the difference would be. Like if it would act faster or not. So I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the soft gel is actually slightly different. It's got a few herbs in there that, so L-theanine, I don't know if I'm saying it right, and a few other things to help us sleep. And they've done, I think, over 10 human studies or something like that. And it's been highly successful when you do both at the same time. So yeah, if the Serentiy worked great already, so you're good. But how about you, Linda? Have you tried it? Oh, we better unmute you.
Hold on, Linda. I think you're muted. Okay, now we can hear you.
It worked fast.
Yeah.
You can hear me, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. I lots of times use the balance in the lavender, but and that usually works for me. But I guess sometimes when I may be more stressed or something, I don't know what it is, and I do the Serentiy capsules, and it works fast. Mm-hmm. In fact, I just took it the other night. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Fantastic. Kind of helps you knock you out, but you don't pay for the next day. You don't pay for it with a grogginess. And
right.
I think I remembered when I was very sick, and I used to take this very strong medication to sleep every night because I couldn't sleep, and then I had the shakes the next day. So it's just a vicious cycle, and year after year you're thinking, I don't think I can do this anymore. If something has to change, because this is gonna kill me one day. Yeah.
This is a way better solution.
Yeah, so natural. It's excellent. So the Serentiy is a blend. It helps with sleep and stress and anxious feelings. It helps with restlessness, tension and mood swings, skincare, muscle tension, perfume. Use it as a perfume, and it helps calm fears and nervousness. Okay, so it's amazing for every family to have, because this is us. We're humans. We get this way a lot. Okay, and I think the highly productive people, it seems to me, they can't rest. They can't rest, and sometimes. It's us women who have children, who have jobs and things. It just our brain is just overactive, and you wound yourself up so much that you get to a point where you don't know how long you've been doing it, but you break down, and that point where you break down, you think, what happened? And then suddenly you can't achieve and accomplish and be productive anymore. And I got so guilty when I was, years ago when I was a young mum. I thought, I still haven't done anything, I haven't accomplished anything, and it's so sad because, I really did. Took care of these kids, taught them, drove them places, but I think your standard, your bar is so high, and you're always unhappy with yourself. So I learned that it's about managing myself, okay, and it's about taking breaks. And here I hear myself saying, I want my kids to be happy. All I want to do is teach my kids to be happy. And then, when I look in the mirror, I'm not happy. Who am I kidding? Who are they going to learn happy from if I haven't been that example? So when I hit rock bottom and I realized, hey, I'm very sick and I'm very unhappy, it was an awakening time. And, starting into the essential oils, smelling the essential oils. In fact, Serentiy was too sweet for me. It's like, if you've ever eaten something that was way too sweet, you think, oh, there's no more taste left. It's just way too sweet. That's how it was for me when I first smelt it. It was like, ooh, okay. Yeah. So did you guys like it when you smelt it?
I just used the gel, so I didn't use the oil itself.
Yeah. How about you, Stacey? Do you like the smell?
Yeah, I like it. I don't remember if I liked it right away.
Uh-huh.
I think it was just a different smell to me, but then I really just loved it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so good. And every time somebody would ask and I would smell, it's like, it's so relaxing. So I came to really love it. But.
Oh, that's so good. And even some days now, I feel like, hey, it's still too sweet. I think it's me allowing myself to just check less boxes off and just be happy with just achieving that much. But I can see where I get it from because my mum is like that. I mean, when everyone's in bed, she's happy because she gets to clean the house. And I'm all, really? That's something that she's excited about. So it feels like you're getting ahead when everyone stops. So I don't want to grow up and be a stress head, and I don't want my kids to grow up and be a stress head too. So this is an important lesson for me. Okay, so if you can see the screen, if you're listening to our podcast, you can't see it obviously, and I'll read it to you. But here's a list of the essential oils that make up the Serentiy blend. So you got lavender flower. We know lavender is calming. Cedarwood, it's calming. It helps you sleep. Ylang ylang, it slows down our heart palpitations, right? It helps with blood pressure. Marjoram helps calm down. It helps us connect. Okay, Roman chamomile. It's like the big gun in anything calming, right? So lavender is, a small gun. Roman chamomile is like a big gun. It'll knock you out. And vanilla essence here, vanilla bean, it's just a little bit, it's just a sweet hint in this blend. Vetiver root, it just stops your brain from going around in circles, grounds you really quickly. Howood leaf, don't know too much about that. And Hawaiian sandalwood is very calming. It helps your brain make connections again, so it stops spinning and spinning and spinning. Okay, so that's amazing, isn't it? This is an amazing blend. And it's funny, but we can take it internally. Yeah. So I didn't think hello, Andrea. At first I thought, we don't drink cedarwood, do we? Or Hawaiian sandalwood, but it's certified pure therapeutic grade, and we can, if they've discovered that we can, then we can take them internally. So that's a lot of oils. Hey, yeah. Anyone want to? Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever smelled the bottle of pills?
Do we smell the bottle of the?
Because to me, it smells just like the oil, which people are surprised. But
yeah, it does. It does smell just like the oil. Yep. Okay. Yeah. But it's in a soft gel, so normally you wouldn't smell it, but I guess you can. That's right.
I think it's because they're all like such relaxing, powerful oils. But I'm like, smell the bottle, and they're like, what? It's relaxing.
I just like the way it worked. I mean, it's just so natural. It's not like you feel drugged or anything. You feel, wiped out or anything to make you tired enough to go to sleep. It's just so natural that you don't even notice it, and then you just fall asleep gently, and you don't have, the next morning you don't wake up feeling like you wiped out or you're tired or anything like that. So that's what I like about it.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
The next day, you don't even notice that you took anything. You would just think that you naturally fell asleep and just had a good night's sleep. And sometimes I'll just diffuse like the oil, and I just save the pills for when I know I'm not going to get enough sleep. If I know that I don't have enough time to sleep, I'll take that, and I wake up feeling like I had a full 8 hours of sleep, and I feel like, no difference. So I like try to watch it and save it for that, but I will diffuse the oil, or sometimes I'll just do both. But it really does give you like a deeper sleep quicker, and you feel so refreshed. And so there's no like drowsiness or no kind of like feeling odd in the morning like some other medicine might maybe do to you, that you just feel groggy, but it does not feel any different than you just having a regular night's sleep.
Yeah, yep, that's right. And it's lovely to be yourself and to have that control. So they do a test, and they say that it's best to do both the oils and the supplements. But you would know when you need that extra help, right? So the Serentiy comes in 3 forms. It comes in the soft gel, the oil, the 15 ml oil, and the bath bars. So obviously you will probably want to, use these bath bars at nighttime when you're going to sleep, and maybe use the citrus and the other nice smelling oils in the morning to wake you up, or uplifting oils. This is nice too. So that's a good way to do it. Sometimes we can take a relaxing bath before bed, and that calms us down. Yeah, so there you go, guys. Serentiy in 3 different forms for you to use. So let's talk about how it can help us with our body. So let's go with the first thing here on the list is restless baby. So the mums out there, you can diffuse 2 to 3 drops at night in a diffuser to calm a restless baby or child. So I feel that way when my brain has had a lot to do that day, when life is a bit overwhelming and you've had a lot happening. I just want to quickly unwind, and diffusing the Serentiy really helps with that. Even if you just put it in your palms and inhale it from your cupped hands, that's good too. All right, so talking about sleep and relaxation. A couple of weeks ago we talked about sleep, and it's very important that we understand sleep because it's like the foundation of our health. No matter how many oils you use, or how much you eat, or how healthy you eat, or how much you exercise, this is another pillar of health that you must have in order to have good health. So allow yourself to sleep deeply and fully every day. So the recommendation is 2 soft gels 30 minutes before bed, and then you're diffusing the Serentiy oil in your diffuser. Okay, that's how we do it. Alrighty, and I do have a link on sleep, so there's other things about sleep, and you can look that up too. Okay, but that's easy enough. So especially when you're traveling, it's really hard to relax and fall asleep in that foreign bed. So I like to take the Serentiy soft gels with me in the oil. Okay, so it's a super natural way. I've tried natural sleep pills and homeopathics and stuff. It doesn't work anywhere near as good as this one.
And it can also be applied topically, like if you have a little baby that's restless, trying to get it to sleep.
Yes.
Massaging this on the bottom of the baby's foot is also a really good idea, or on the tummy, or around the face, drawing circles on the face.
Yeah, that's it works.
I remember visiting my grandmother once in a resting home, and and we were giving her a hand massage because that's the best, a little bit of touch and, spending time with grandma and stuff. And she, after we started applying the Serentiy, she couldn't stay awake.
She's halfway through a sentence, she fell asleep, and Ben was massaging her hands, and he's like answering.
Put her straight to sleep, and we're like, okay, well, come visit some other time. So it was pretty strong. So for older people who are also, having trouble sleeping, because sometimes, their sleep patterns are thrown off and stuff. And we talked about last time, I think it was about jet lag. There was a thing for jet lag. Yeah. This is also something that could help put that thing back on track.
Yeah, that's right. Our circadian rhythm. Yep. Alrighty. So, like I said earlier, you can take a bath in Serentiy oil. So 2 to 3 drops of Serentiy oil in a warm bath with Epsom salt. Dr. Susan Lawton likes to have like a whole cup full of Epsom salt. She's like, no, a couple of spoonfuls. It's not going to do the job. A whole cup full if you're going to take a good bath. So, get the job done. So there you go. And, look at the oils that are in there. You've got lavender, you've got Roman chamomile, sandalwood, cedarwood. Those are great oils for skin. So sometimes people don't realize it, but if you are out and about and you don't have lavender, you don't have the other oils, this is really good for skin. So any sort of redness or irritation, just rub it on. You can dilute it and rub it on that area, skin area. I like to sleep with the oil on my wrist because I sleep with my hand up like that. So you can do that just a little bit on your skin and be smelling at the same time.
Yeah, some people they'll put it in a couple drops in a spritzer bottle and just to spray their pillows before they go to sleep.
Yeah, and these oils, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but it helps with your heart. It helps with your heart rhythm and calms that heartbeat down, the blood pressure as well. So, that's part of going to sleep is relaxing the whole body, which means the heart as well. If moving on, unless anybody wants to say anything. No? Breathing support. Once upon a time, I had asthma, really bad. And, I used oils like Breathe to help me with my respiratory, which helps my body heal from asthma. But I also use lavender and Serentiy. And, Dr. Susan Lawton, advises people to do the same too. You can actually rotate the Serentiy and the Breathe for respiratory issues. But remember, when you're stressed or your body's stressed, that's when you have your asthma attack, right? So if you can keep your body calm and relax and just calm that breathing down, it does help with the respiratory. So that's another thing we can remember. And, we don't always have to reach for that Breathe. It does open airways immediately, but you want the lungs and everything else in your body to calm down. It's when we panic and we have, like I get asthma-induced exercise, and when I cough, when I do something that's kind of stressful, that's when that asthma comes up. So this makes sense to calm you down, okay, and then help you not go into that shock or that stress so often. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah? And, of course, the hormone balancing. These oils are amazing for hormone balancing. So you can apply 2 to 3 drops of Serentiy and clary sage on the sides of your ankle, inside and outside of your ankles, lower abs as well, to help you feel balanced. You want to do that maybe 2 days before the menstrual cycle, because usually that's when we're mean and nasty to everyone. Okay? We as in the women, guys, I'm sorry. We try to be nice, it's just hard sometimes, okay? Yeah. So anyone have any questions or comments you want to add to this?
I don't know if you have it later, but it also helped with anxious feelings and stuff like that. So we also had used the capsule, the gel cap in the morning and in the afternoon and at night. So if it's for that purpose, it's not going to put you to sleep. It's just going to calm you and, you know, make you feel relaxed that you can handle those emotions.
Yeah.
So that was a really big help. And some people didn't realize, I didn't at first either, that you can use it for that. And it's not like that drug. It's not going to make you fall asleep. It's going to calm you and stuff in that situation. So I thought I would share that.
Excellent. Fantastic. Yeah, it does. If it's not the right time, your body doesn't, you know, it's not like drugs where it will knock you out. So if it's not the time, it's just not the time. Glad you mentioned that. We had a lady that asked, hey, I need clary sage, but I don't want to use it because I don't want to induce labor. And our friend, our cousin, she's a doula, and she says it won't. And I've asked other doulas, and they say, well, when the body's ready, it will use it for that, but otherwise it won't. It's just the same with this. It's like when you're ready to sleep, yeah. But it does really calm you down. Okay, that's good. And if you do need a sleep during the day, it might help you too. Yeah. So the Serentiy is the Restful blend in doTERRA, and it's the oil of tranquility. Okay, according to the Emotions and Essential Oil book, I love this book. I use it all the time. The negative emotions that it's trying to help you shift out as stressed, emotional overload, agitated, restless, anxious, and connected. So that's the negative emotions. And the positive emotion is calm, tranquil, peaceful, relaxed, compassionate, connected. Okay. You know, it's funny because I found like when I first smelt it, it was too sweet and I didn't like it. And looking back, I realized now that I didn't, I say I wanted to be calm and tranquil and peaceful and relaxed, but I actually was afraid to be. You know, if I was, you know, relaxed and stuff, I don't want to appear idle, or, you know, what if something happens or things fall apart if I stop? You know, so all of those thoughts in my mind I had to resolve. And once I've resolved it, it smells so much nicer. So, you know, I'm just going to repeat for those people who are new to essential oils. Sometimes if the oils smell too strong for you, it might be something that you need, but you're not quite ready for. Okay, so resolve those things within you and then try to smell the oils again, and it might be nicer. Okay, and if it's absolutely delicious to you and you want to eat it, then you're ready for it and you want it now. If you're indifferent, it was kind of nice, but it's not grabbing you and holding on to you, then you may not need it. Okay, and use it when you feel like it, but it's not something your body says, gosh, this is what I need to work on now. Okay. So it helps with tension and mood swings. Like we said earlier, it helps with the hormone balancing and tension. We tense up all over our body. And of course that triggers respiratory problems. It triggers heart, you know, high blood pressure and all those things when we're tense. Okay, so it helps, really gets into our brains and helps our brain produce all of those calming chemicals. So inhale deeply from your hands. Okay, that's what you can do, and just sit there. The other night, our daughter, she didn't want to do the dishes, and her siblings begged her to do her chores, and she wanted to, you know, fight them and, you know, argue with them, and then finally she ran over to the oils and sat there like she always does with an open bottle and just inhaled and inhaled for a good 5 minutes, and I think she passed out on the floor. So just, and I was like, where's Genevieve? And she's like, I'm here. Yeah, because it's so calming. And I'm like, get up and do the dishes. Okay. But it helped her calm down from, you know, arguing with everybody. So, so the next one is calming the heart. Like I said, 2 to 3 drops, back of the neck and on the heart. Okay, so over the heart area. Okay, for calmness and peace. The next one is anger and irritability. We do this with a lot of kids with tantrums and things, but us adults, we have tantrums once in a while too. So, you know, let's be honest, we need that too. So put it under your nose and inhale it directly from your hands. So when this happens with nieces and nephews, I put a bit of oil, the Serentiy, in my hands, and I just kind of wave it around them so they can smell it, or just have them smell my hands just to help them calm down, or just stroke their face, their hair, and they can smell the oils, and then they calm down and play nicely again. And the last thing here that I have is feeling overwhelmed and overloaded. I think it's just because we don't stop it and rest at regular intervals, and then we end up having to break down and then realize that we need to rest. So you can rub this in the back of your neck, on your forehead, and over your heart for calmness and peace. Is that easy enough, guys? Any questions and comments? Welcome, Jean. Alrighty, so moving on to the spirit. Okay, so Serentiy invites people to release feelings of stress, anxiousness, and overwhelmed. So sometimes we don't realize that we've wound ourselves up a little each day until we break down. So with all the perceived responsibilities that we carry, we don't know what rest really means. Well, at least that was my experience. So even when I was taking a break, I was still doing something, like crafts and stuff that required a lot of effort and stress still. It had to be productive. So anyways, so we feel like we can't let go of these responsibilities, or something bad might happen. But, I never thought, hey, what if something good happens, right? So I didn't even know what play was. So my happiness was attached to accomplishing the next thing and the next thing and the next thing on that never-ending to-do list. Anybody here relate to that? That attachment to accomplishing, getting it done, right? So, the Serentiy not only invites us to unwind, but to stop the cycle of imbalance. Okay, so live differently. So we are able to put down our burdens at certain times, the right times, or at least share the burdens with others or with God, right? When we are able to rest and relax and be still, we start to recognize ways to change. We can identify the limiting beliefs and thoughts that we have, such as, I'll be happy when this week is over, okay, or when this party's over, or, I hear people, just stressing out about the Christmas party they're going to have, and they stress out for 2 weeks, I can't wait until the Christmas party's over, and I'm all, what do we have a party for? Or when school's over, or when the kids get a little bit older, and then I can rest because it's so stressful, they're so little. So, yeah, Jean.
Yeah, hi Jade and Ben. Hi. I can't believe I made it. I wanted to jump on this, and there were just some other things I had to make priority. So I got into an accident on Saturday night. It was my first accident in like 30 years. Wow. Driving, and it could have been a lot worse. And so, and Serentiy has become, I couldn't stand lavender for a long time, which you guys are aware of, but Serentiy allowed me to, I guess it allowed me to take another path, which I didn't think I was ready for. I thought, yeah, I'm going to have to deal with that, because I've been avoiding it for a long time. It took me on another path where I've been able to get much more rest than I ever have, which I celebrate, and it's really good for my body and my mind. And I should have been all fired up over the accident, and timing couldn't be worse. My surgery is scheduled next week. They've brought it all forward. And, everything's due, car registration, all that. But when it was all said and done, I went home. Thank goodness I was on my own. I grabbed my Serentiy because I just felt I needed it. Felt a little bit of anxiety coming. I was calm. I was more calm. Husband, of course, wasn't happy. But it's all going to be okay. And I love the fact that, Jade, I can so relate with the whole busyness. That's been my culture, I guess my environment for years and years. like I've gladly surrendered all that, and I'm actually really fine with it. And I know Saturday I just got lots of beautiful news with regards to starting a class, and I was a little nervous, and I thought, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm so looking forward to it. And I know the adversary is testing me in every way, because he wants me to be discouraged, and he wants to put a stop to it, because he knows I'm going to be helping a lot of people along the way. My serenity has been my saving grace, and it's just I love that it helps me calm the jitters, and it helps me put me in my space where I need to be. And I've come a long way in such a short time. I'm really surprised, and I'm enjoying the ride and the process.
Yeah, excellent. You have. I noticed that. And you reminded me when I first started sharing about the oils, I think I must have dumped the bottle on me. And every time I teach a class, because I'm all right, I'm teaching a class. I want to serve God and help people, but I'm nervous, and I use a lot of it. So yeah, go ahead and use it as much as you need to until you get the hang of it, right? Yeah. So with, this calm, the stillness, you realize that you don't have to do as much as you thought you needed, or you don't have to think the same way of checking all those boxes. So, you really can rewrite your beliefs and your thinking and have peace and tranquility now. So you can teach yourself to think in ways like this. And I am giving some examples here. I'm happy to have a full life filled with adventures. I'm happy today. This is a joyful journey. So I used to, complain about all the housework, all the things I have to do. And then one day a lady, she said she got injured so badly that she had to be in bed for months and months. And then when she was able to, she got up, and then, even washing the dishes was joyful, because she's like, I can't believe it. I can stand and I can wash the dishes, and she was so grateful. And since then I thought, yeah, I'm grateful to have a life filled with stuff. The dishes mean I have family that eat at home, right? That we have meals together. Those are good things. So, you can see all the good things in life when you're calm and you still again. So we go through our schedule, and then we cut things out. So we don't want to put too much on our plate. Sometimes people think that, because we want to help everyone, that they want us to join with everything that they do. All of the charities and all of the volunteer work, lovely, good stuff. But sometimes we just have to say no, and just have, time for ourselves, time for serenity. So that's a big lesson I learned.
It is. And I love that, Jake, because it's so true. I've always been okay saying no, but my no is very different. It's a whole different level now. And I get to choose, I get to have, for me, it's, with Heavenly Father's help. He guides me, and I'm like, and so I get the opportunity to explain, I would love to help you, but if I don't respond, it's just, I cannot, I'm not in a place where I can help you. But no, when the time's right, I'll assist you. And everyone's respected that and honored that, and I love that. I never got that before.
Yeah, we're different, aren't we? And we don't feel guilty for saying no.
No, whatsoever. I love that. I love it a lot.
No, I found sometimes it's kind of funny, because they think, oh, you've got lots of time. Can you do this? Can you do this for me? They're trying to dump their stuff on you, and unload. And I just say, sorry, no. And, it's okay, because people have to learn to remove stuff off their plate too. Okay.
Yeah. And can I just quickly, Jade? So my older sister, this was how I stumbled on doTERRA, because I thought it was to assist her, and she was not open to it when she was going through cancer. And I loved the whole journey and the learning lessons along the way. So she finally gave me a call a couple of weeks ago, actually it was about a month and a half ago, and said, I need your help. And it was returning to my parents, both of them, who were mum's bedridden on feeds. And we have a disabled sister. So it's like attending to 3 disabled people. And I knew it was I knew she was coming to Sydney so that this other sister could go away. the truth was I was not in a good place. I still had a lot of medical appointments, and I honoured what I've learned, and I said, Joanne, I would love to help you, but I'm not in a position. I said, so I can't. I said, so no, I'll have to. She was shocked because the gene everyone knows is like Luffy will jump to and save everyone.
Yeah.
And she was silent for a week, didn't hear from her at all. She was here for a week in Sydney, returned back to Sydney with Queens with my other sister, my disabled sister, our disabled sister.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, she calls me last week and she says, all right, now she's finally ready to open to the journey of doTERRA.
Oh.
And she's having so much fun, and her children are, and they're spreading the word. And you know, I never thought, you know, and she honoured my decision, and she could have been, Joanne's very fiery like my mother, but she didn't. And now she understands. She says, I now get it. I didn't get it at the time, and I didn't get why you're making those decisions, but I get it now.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, that's fantastic. And that leads us to the next thing here, is that we can say no, and we can be not perfect, right? Because we're humans, and, you know, just being calm and rested helps you remember that you're human, that you don't have to do everything, you know, check all the boxes today, right? You can, you know, not finish things and be okay with not being in control, right? And I really like the fact that it helps remind me to be my true self, and that I need to more fully rely on God. You know, when I take more things upon myself and think I can do it all, then I'm really not, you know, experiencing more faith that God is lightening my burden. He's invited us to connect to Him, so our burdens are light, and so we can be happy. No, we're not meant to be stressed and unhappy all the time, and that's just not the plan for us. It's for us to be happy. So that's us learning to be happy, right? So it strengthens my faith, and it allows me to let God step in. So I think that's what the Serenity oil is teaching us on a spiritual level. Yeah. Does anyone else want to share or say anything?
I was going to say, I had started using Serenity at night, and just smelling it during the day sometimes. And I didn't really realize that I needed it or anything, but I had goals that I wanted to reach, and I was like, I didn't really even realize that I was stressing out about it, but because I was just like, oh, I'm doing this, that's what I'm supposed to do, and I'm doing this, that's what I'm supposed to do, okay, and now and now what, you know, I was just checking off my things and like, all right, things are moving. I was happy it was moving. And then I realized that I started putting like a dream board, right? And I was just looking at words that really popped out to me and described like how I felt and where I want to be and stuff like that. And so I just went to the Dollar Tree and was like, I just want a picture of a butterfly that's drawn to me. This is drawn to me, you know. And I saw this thing, and it just said cherish every moment. And so I was like, you know what? That's how I feel right now, because I'm not really checking things off. Things are flowing. Yes. And time I go and I do it, I just enjoy the moment with that person. And I'm like, I love this. And, you know, I'm glad I'm helping you. And then it's over and I'm like, oh, that was great. Oh, next appointment. Okay, yay. And I'm like, just really enjoying the path and the journey and the people that you meet and the things that happen along the way. And even when something doesn't go the way I had planned, or, you know, something falls through, it doesn't really faze me or shake me, or I'm just like, oh, okay, well, we'll just reschedule next thing on it, you know. And it's just like that. I think when you can just let go and not have to check the boxes and not stay so worried, and am I doing this, you are then truly enjoying the journey and where you're at the moment, you know. So I like showed Jason, I was like, look what I got this and I got this, and he's like, how much did you spend? I was like, it's all at Dollar Tree. It's cool. And she's like, well, I didn't care. I was just wondering, you got all this stuff. And I was like, it's for my dream board over here. And he's like, oh yeah, good. And so he started looking at the words, and he's like, you know, you've shifted like all these things, like these words are truly where you're at. And I was like, yeah, I didn't even realize I was drawn to those oils, and they really were serving me for that, for all this.
So Stacey, go back a year and a half before oils. Who was that? Who was that person? You don't know that person anymore, huh?
No.
Yeah. And Linda's Stacey's mom, by the way, guys. She's different, isn't she? Yeah. Isn't it funny? It's just been a year and a half, and we've changed.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's nice to enjoy that, you know.
Back then, we felt the stress of trying to help others, like help our kids' lives and make sure they were happy and make sure that they were, you know, we felt all that burden, and my neck killed me all the time. And I was just like, am I doing the right thing? I'm trying so hard to be a good mom. And I came to like realize like I am a good mom because I care.
Okay,
It doesn't mean that I'm responsible for their happiness. They have to find that journey, you know, and I started to just slowly let go of those things, and oils helped me, they helped them. We all found our own oil journey and our own oil testament, and like we're in such a good place, like everyone. And you know, we can all could, you know, look at it and say this oil helped that person and this oil helped that person. We see it so clearly now that all of us are not afraid to tell other people like, oh, well, you know what, you should use oils. I needed it for that. It'll help you with that, you know. But we can see how much of a like 360 it's been, you know.
Super big change. That's fantastic. I noticed the change because I've known you guys for the whole time here that I've been here. And, you know, I saw the changes happening 1 month after the next. So my sister is here on the call. I didn't like the Serentiy, and she said to me, I can't believe it. Why don't you like it? It's so nice. When I first smelt it, when she first smelled it, she liked it, and I just didn't. And, I had to learn what it really does, and because I'm just a highly, you know, productive achiever kind of person, and I thought if I stopped and relaxed, I can't achieve anymore. But that was not true, and I'm actually, Stacey, you can testify, right, that you are achieving more now, but being more relaxed and having more time. And that's kind of funny. How did you achieve both at the same time, right?
And I used to feel the same way. If I'm being lazy, I'm not going to achieve something, and I'm not doing enough. Yeah.
Yep. Do you want to say something, James?
I think for me, I don't actually use it for those reasons, but more so for anxiety. So I guess when I know there's something new happening with my kids, like if they're starting a new class or they're, you know, starting school, meeting new people, then I would, you know, rub it on their tummies, because that's where, you know, anxiety lies. So we've mainly been using that for nervousness and helping us be more confident, I guess, in that sense. Because I know, I don't know, but my family seems to be very high-strung, I guess. Like, you know, we have a lot of things that we need to tick off, and we have to make sure we've done this and done that. Like I can see it in my eldest daughter that she'll be thinking about something that she needs to do the next day, and she's only 5. You know, she's like, I didn't read my book that I'm meant to read, you know, last night. So I'll think about it all night until morning so I can remind Mom. So, you know, we can read the book before school. Like, it's very, I don't know, like it's very unusual for me to see a 5-year-old, you know, talk like that. So I don't know if it's, you know, coming from me or her family members, you know, but I do use this a lot to calm her down and let her know that everything will be fine. It's okay if you don't wear your hat in assembly, you know.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that Jamie has that different take, because she's a younger sister, right? And she has a different take on how she uses the Serentiy. And I have the other side where I can't stop. I have to, you know, calm down and relax. So, you know, that's funny, because when Jamie had her children, you know, she thought that they'd be like my kids. And they're like, oh, 4 kids, easy peasy. The first one, she's like, how did you do it? Here, have my child. So That was funny. You know, my twins, they're so calm and relaxed that, you know, when they're racing in a race, if they see me in the audience, they'll slow down and pose. Hi, hi. I'm like, you're in a race, keep running. So it's the opposite to Jamie's kids, where they're like, gotta do it. So
Yes.
that's
I was
funny.
very, very thrown off by how different my kids turned out to be. I just expected that, you know, we can just leave them there and they'll eat themselves and sleep themselves like her kids. But it's not like that.
The doTERRA came at the right time for Jamie. Saved her life.
My kids are like, okay, Mom, where are we going? When are we going to get there? How long is it going to take? And then what are we going to do there? Are we going to get out? Are we going to stay in the car? So, I mean, that's my little one. That's my 2-year-old. You know.
Crazy. Yep, lots of serenity for all the mums out there and the dads too. Alrighty, any other comments or questions or last words? No, that's good. Alrighty, guys. Well, I wish you serenity and tranquility. Thanks for joining us on this call, and enjoy the Serenity oil.
And we only have this one class tonight. Next week is cancer.
Yep.
So that's gonna be our topic for next week. So we're gonna alternate for a little while between essential oil and a wellness topic.
Yep.
We thought that'd be best to serve everybody.
Just one a class a week, because I'm getting really busy. It's getting to that season where I'm hosting lots of other classes all around town. So this would be great. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys. We're going to end our recording now. You're welcome to hang around if you like. Okay, so.